Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and today I'm forgetting my intro in the middle of saying it. Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the Mastering All Roles series, where I take every role and get it to 2K rating for the Keystone Master Achievement. Currently, we're working on Ranged DPS as an Elemental Shaman. This is something the community voted for. Speaking of which, you can check the description down below for links to a poll where you can choose which spec I'm going to play for both Healer and Melee DPS. But today is Vault Day, so let us continue into the Vault and see what we have gotten. I am a little bit excited. I'm hoping for something juicy, like a nice ring with a bunch of mastery would be so nice. We actually didn't do enough of content to get 3 slots. That's a little bit surprising. I guess I should have just played a bit more. But we do get hero tier shoulders as an upgrade, which we will tierify and get haste verse. Not amazing. Nothing to write home about, but maybe I could tierify my chest piece instead. Nah, I'm better off tierifying the hero piece. It'll last longer. I'm saying this because I want to drop some haste and gain some mastery, so if the chest piece gives us more of that, maybe it's worth tierifying the chest. And the high speaker's accretion, I don't know, is that even good? I feel like it's not all that amazing. Like, it's raw mastery trinket, yeah, sure, but like you have to use it and make sure you hit enough targets to make it worth it for the intellect for 20 seconds, and it's a 2-minute cooldown, so the uptime on those 20 seconds of intellect aren't all that amazing. I don't know, I don't think that's all that great. From my understanding, this trinket's just not very good. Please do tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab those shoulders since I can't even get a socket if I grab these. So let's grab the shoulder, and now let's go take a quick look. Actually, I'll just take a look at item sets. Weaves of the Forgotten Reservoir. Let me see here. So the helmet, we've already seen that. What I wanted to check was the chest piece. The chest piece gives crit verse when tierfied, so we're gonna go for the shoulder, just to at least have haste, because what we want is a shit ton of mastery, and then as much haste as we can get alongside that mastery, and then past that. No, that's the wrong item, Vlad. You literally just said you needed to tierify these shoulders. But yeah, shit tons of mastery, and then as much haste as we can get alongside that. Let's go ahead and tierify these shoulders after wasting 5 seconds of our precious time waiting for no reason. I guess it's nice because you can see or catch it last second if you're tierifying the wrong thing. And then we gotta fix the transmog, and now I believe it is time for a quick warm-up run, just so I can get the juices flowing here, or maybe the I don't know, the electric current flowing here with the Elemental Shaman Stormbringer. I'm gonna go ahead and do maybe one of the keys that we need to still do for for rating, because we are coming up on the end of the series here. I believe this is episode 6, so we got to make sure that we have rating by the time we finish commentating the last dungeon. The last dungeon should give us the rating that we need to hit 2K and get Keystone Master.
A few moments later.
Well, that was certainly one of the Dawnbreakers of all time. We had a healer that was struggling really bad, and a tank that didn't use any defensives to survive the first boss's Tank Buster, which is notoriously difficult to survive. By notoriously difficult, I mean you literally just have to press one button when the beams are coming up. That's the only time you need to use a defensive. The healer and I were doing okay at dropping the pools away from the party, but the healer was really struggling with the HPS. I mean, 15% or 10% of their healing is done by their ring, and we were just not living, honestly. They would dispel the the thing, and then people would sit there with a heal absorb that was ticking on them for a very long time. It was a rough run. So I called it quits after the second wipe on the first boss because it was just a bit too much. I didn't want to waste my morning getting upset in a +6 Dawnbreaker. So we're going to try and find a run of something I haven't commentated yet, which is, I believe, Siege, Stonewalled, or City of Threads. So we're going to try for a City of Threads. It would be really cool to get into a City of Threads. I don't think I can get into a 7, maybe a 6. I don't know. We're going to go 6 to 7, and we're going to get rid of, what did we do last time? Arakara, I believe. And there's a City of Threads looking for a Bloodlust. Look at that. How perfect is that? You guys want a Bloodlust? You want a Bloodlust? You get a Bloodlust. Just invite me. Go ahead. Click the invite button. Click the little check mark thing. Click it. Do it. They don't seem to be very inclined to click it. So yeah, I might be in queue for a little while here. But whatever I end up managing to get into, I will talk to you in that dungeon.
And now you learn.
Salath, shut up. I've tried the thing that people have suggested in comments. It's with the shut up Salath thing. It doesn't work. This is the group that we ended up getting invited to for the City of Threads. It was the one I applied to. We're all about the same item level. The tank seems to be a little bit ahead of us. us as far as that's concerned. We don't have any classes that can do this, so we're going to go ahead and just skip that. I'm going to hold my Ascendance here. I know I talk about not hold. Okay, our healer is just straight up dead. I guess he had aggro from the Venom Blades because he was struggling with the poison. I didn't catch that. I thought it was the tank that was struggling with it. We're going to drop a Poison Cleansing Totem here. I've already hit them with my knock-up and my stun totem, so like I don't know how to help him. But I dropped the Poison Cleansing Totem. Hopefully that's enough for him to live through that. Okay, this may be a little bit of a doozy, so we're going to go ahead and use our Ascendance here. We're going to drop our Earthquakes and whatnot. The Swarm Guards are notoriously difficult to survive because they do so much AoE damage. It's kind of ridiculous. This Ravenous Swarm thing is absolutely bonkers. It does so much damage. So what we're going to go ahead and do is use our Shield or Absorb Totem for that. I don't know what else we're pulling. Let's rebuff the Paladin that went down. We're waiting for the patrol. I have a strong suspicion that the Herald of Ansarek will get pulled over there. I really hope not. I hope it's this one that we pull, because honestly that pull is so difficult. Okay, we're skipping all of that. We're gonna go straight into the Silk Binder with 2 Swarm Guards and with the Swarm Guard pull. We're going to go ahead and kick that. Tank's having some trouble holding aggro here from what I can see. We're going to drop our Stun Totem while these come down. Somebody got Silken Bindinged, but it shouldn't matter. We're going to knock up right now, just we want to take care of that Affix. So Xalatath, Stingy, Guile, Affix, whatever that is. This one's really easy to take care of as long as you keep one of your 2 CCs as a Shaman. So the Cap Totem you can use, or you can use your Knock Up Thunderstorm. It's very easy to take care of. Just stand in the middle wherever she spawns the orbs and just blast them upwards. We're gonna go ahead and wait for somebody else to interrupt. Nobody's interrupting. I just wasted my interrupt because the oh no. Okay, I could have used something to get out of that a little bit quicker, but I didn't. I have the next one I can interrupt, but it's just very important to keep interrupting this. We have Jimmy Samurai taking care of it. Use CC, please. For what? Oh, for the... I think he's talking about the Affix. Okay, sure, bud. I can do that. I'm getting bopped for magic damage. That's interesting. I can use CC, bud. Here you go. I got you. I got you covered. It's not like you have a shockwave that can take care of it every single time it comes up or anything like that. We're going to get yoinked in. We're going to use our Bloodlust. I'm going to use my Stormkeeper into Ascendance, and Tank's just moving a whole bunch. Screw the casters, am I right? They can figure it out themselves. We're going to move over to the side, make sure we don't get hit by that blast, otherwise we're pretty much done for, and we're just blasting here. Not much really to think about on this boss fight. Positioning is key. Try and stand on a spot where you know you can whatchamacallit. So I'm just going to use my move while casting button. Oof, we're just losing people like flies because Tank is not pointing out which direction he's going to go in, which is okay, I guess. We're going to drop our Stormkeeper and Storm Totem. Storm Totem, what? Storm Elemental is what I wanted to say. Try and get this through. I'm trying to position in such a way that the tank doesn't get stunned. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, between a wall and a tank that I don't want to stun. I'm a little bit flustered here because we're not CRing our person in the middle of a tyrannical boss fight, so I'm not sure how to handle this. We're also not getting much space to work with here by the tank. We have these coming down. We're going to drop our totem on top of them. That should take care of it for the most part. Shadows of Doubt are on me again. I'm standing in such a way that when they go off, you can see where the orbs are. Nobody gets stunned. But our tank just decided to move into it last second because he wasn't really looking where I'm standing. And we got to move again because Vociferous Indoctrination is being cast. I try not to use Earthquakes while we're moving like this, so once we stop moving, which is right about here, which is way too close to the zone as it was before. So the edge of this zone should never be inside the circle that the boss gives you, because now when Shadows of Doubt is up, I need to move more. When Shadows of Doubt is out, I can't stand on that spot to try and hopefully negate some of this effect. We are moving again in this direction. The Paladin, the Red Paladin, no, that's the healer. The healer's just gonna eat shit from the zone on the ground. He doesn't really understand how the boss works, apparently. Neither does the tank from what I can see, but that's okay. We're just going to try and muddle through this a little bit. If we're having this much trouble on the first boss, and if we're holding a CR for so long, I'm a little bit worried about let's say the quality of this group going forward. I got stunned because it was instantly dispelled or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and try and res. I can't res because this is being dropped here because they put you in combat. Now we're going to have to wait for them to spawn back in, or not spawn back in, but run back to us. Still in combat because of the bullshit orbs. The orbs keep you in combat for way too long, by the way. I don't understand why they keep you in combat for that long. But that was a pretty bumpy ride here for the start. The tank wasn't moving enough, let's put it that way. He moved a whole bunch at the start to put him in a corner to conserve space, to try and move like in an arc or in a U shape so that he drops zone here, zone here, zone here, zone here, and then we end up where we want to go. But honestly, it was the two paladins are just kind of hanging out at the start of the dungeon. Yeah, they're just chilling there. They're taking their sweet time. Tank is also a little bit confused about where they are, and here they come. Here they don't have Crusader Aura. A good thing we have 2 stacks of Devotion Aura. Oh wait, it doesn't stack. Use one of the other auras, friends. I've been running a lot of double paladin, sometimes even triple paladin comps. I'm a little jaded, and I know how to swap my auras around. I keep track of that. I even have a WeakAuras that tells me when I should be using something other than Devotion Aura, or rather when I'm the only one with the Crusader Aura, or if I'm the only source of Crusader Aura. Or rather, when I have Crusader Aura but I don't have Devotion Aura, that's when it shows up. Sorry, that was confusing. Null Slam coming in. We slammed the bejesus out of this guy. I don't know why I used Flame Shock there. Who knows? Nobody knows. We're going to go ahead and use our Shield Totem because there's a lot of damage from this Void Rush thing. And the Shield Totem lasts for a good bit. Might even get a bit of the next Void Rush taken care of. Never mind, she's casting the 7-hour-long ability where she disappears. Gotta love it. Okay, well, hopefully we don't run into too many of these circles from these guys. One thing I like to do is absolutely completely avoid. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. What I like to do is completely avoid when these guys are patrolling, the circle guys are patrolling. What I do is I completely avoid. Tank just doesn't refuses to understand where he needs to go. I've pinged you 17 times, my friend. You need to go where the ping goes. I know you don't trust pugs, but you're kind of okay. There we go. Very good. You figured it out, guys. It's okay. We're going to drop Ascendance here because there is no point in holding for bigger pulls. There are no bigger pulls until you finish the next boss. So we're going to go ahead and just blast the bejesus out of these guys. I expect the Queen, Eye of the Queen to move soon, so I'm just using Earth Shock. Even though there's multiple targets, we're going to drop our Stun Totem in the middle of that just to make sure that it takes care of any stragglers that people didn't finish off beforehand. Okay, I'm the only one that gets blasted with the Void Rush thing. That's okay. I have a bit of armor. Actually, never mind. It's shadow damage. I keep thinking that's physical damage for some reason. Tank might run into that. So with these guys patrolling away from you, I give them a wide, like, I don't trust the end of this circle because sometimes it will snap backwards to you and it just messes you up. Tank keeps going off into Narnia because he just doesn't trust anyone. I'm just going to get this started. Tank's going to yeet himself in. That's okay. We're going to Stormkeeper into Storm Elemental. And we're just going to start blasting the bejesus out of these guys. We're going to go ahead and interrupt that since nobody else is. And try and get our extra elemental blast from our Ice Fury. There we go. Not much to do with these. You just got to make sure you walk out of that and keep kicking the Greenweave blast guys. Okay. People kind of eating shit here. That's okay. Our healer seems to like to stand in shit. That seems to be his MO for this run. But that's okay. You know, we'll just res him and it's fine. As long as the Xalateth orbs don't show up. Yep, there they are. And they're going to put me in combat and I won't be able to res. Please don't put me in combat. Please let me res. There we go. We're going to kick that last one and now we can move on. Beautiful. I'm glad they didn't prevent me from rezzing. We're just prevented from mounting up now. And the last one is in that direction. Hopefully we don't have this guy snap back at us. Now the worst offender for the snapback thing is actually the patrolling guy that goes through here through the middle. So hopefully he doesn't wreck any of us. Yeah, this guy will snap backwards like this far, you know, from his circle. It's super stupid. It's very scary. And it always feels like the game is cheating. And trying to kill you. I mean, it is kind of trying to kill you the entire time, but it isn't cheating all the time. It's just cheating with that one mob. All right, we have the Eye of the Queen. We're going to Stormkeeper into Ascendance. It's a 2-minute cooldown. It should come up during the next fight, but it's okay. We're going to kick that thing because nobody else is. It's just kind of free casting back there. Null Slam's coming out, so this Earthquake was a little bit wasted, but we're just going to blast the other mobs. Screw it. We have another Earthquake ready, and we have a Tempest ready. Not much to pay attention to with this fight, so I'm just commentating about my rotation, because why wouldn't I? And we're Dunzo with that. It's tyrannical, so the fights are just very, very short with trash. We're going to walk over. The second you see the speech bubble, you can just turn around and go the other way. And it's not like it matters. It's a little min-maxy thing. It's not even min-maxy because you still have to wait for him to do his full movement thing, but you don't have to wait around him until he starts moving. The second you see the speech bubble after you approach him, that's when you can move on. The fact that they chose to keep this RP in is a little insane to me. This dungeon is pretty rough in my opinion. I don't think it's very easy. The heal checks on it are absolutely insane. The last boss heal checks are crazy if your group doesn't use whatchamacallits, defensives on the slams or like on the splices or whatever at any point in time. If they don't use defensives, it gets pretty rough. All right, so we have Bloodlust coming up in 30 seconds. I could use it in tandem with my Ascendance. I managed to stand in the middle of that frontal somehow. I could use it in tandem with my Ascendance, but I'm kind of not sure if I want to use it on this fight. I might want to use it on the next boss fight, because the next boss fight is so much more difficult than this. People are stacking. I'm going to drop my thingy. I'm going to jump in and just knock up absolutely everything. Synergistic steps coming through. We're not being cleansed. Maybe if I use this, it'll cleanse me. It will not cleanse me. I'm very scared right now. I'm just going to Ascendance and start blasting. My HPS will help from Ascendance. I use the thingy every time I use Ascendance. The thingy that heals your group. The thingy thing with the stuffy stuff, which is apparently my catchphrase, and people are telling me to put it on merch. That sounds like that sounds pretty fun. I could do that. I stepped in closer to make sure that I soak for the tank. That Rhyme Dagger is very deadly. I even just watched our Red Paladin step out of it. There's another Rhyme Dagger. I'm using a defensive, trying to stay on top of the tank so he doesn't kick the bucket. HP is fairly low. Paladin's struggling a little bit to catch up with the damage being done by the boss, but that is a-okay. We're just going to go ahead and blast the bejesus out of him anyway. The dashes didn't go through there. That was very buggy because what we basically forced the bosses to do was dash outside of the bounds of the fight. So if you can make that happen, they will just straight up move like an inch or something and not do much more than that. All right, well, there's no Rhyme Daggers here, so I don't need to be this close to my group, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway so I can use CC when the affix shows up. Don't know when the affix will be spawning. It should be, yeah, well, speak of the devil, and Xalatath shows up and yells really loud. I'm going to try and knock up as many of these as possible. I'm going to kick this one, and the rest should be taken care of by the totems. I have no defensive, so my healer just has to heal me. I can't, there's nothing else I can do. I can use my stone totem guy. I'm going to use my stone totem guy just to help myself survive a little bit. It gives me a bit of max HP and helps me not kick the bucket. Very poor DPS on this fight because I've been just focusing on living and commentating, I guess, so I'm not too happy with my DPS. I didn't want to lust this again because the next boss is, in my opinion, more difficult. I'm jumping through this, trying to help absorb it. I guess I should be chain lightning even on 2 targets. I don't want to pop Ascendance here. The boss is nearly dead, and we're taking pretty good care of our tank by using by stepping into this crap. I guess I just don't have a good way to hit 2 targets, so it's a little bit shitty for me to do this fight anyway. These guys should be going down here in just a second. 1.7 million crit with the Earth Shot takes care of them, and the shadows take them. That's just what the mob said. Nooks said shadows take me, so I said the shadows take me. Anyway, I don't know why I'm explaining that. Let's see what happens here. I have an Earth Elemental that I would love to get rid of, and he's gone. Good. Okay, well, we're pulling. We're pulling. I was hoping to pull more, but I guess we can settle for this. I really don't want to send the sentence here because everyone's using all their cooldowns. I'm again holding a shit ton of cooldowns for a very long time. We're just going to do a little knock up here. As you see, those mobs melted. I'm going to now go ahead. Is he going to double pull? He's going to double pull. We're going to drop our Ascendance on this bad boy. Beautiful. Let's try and interrupt that. And chain lightning out the wazoo. There we go. Beautiful. We have a Tempest again. I'm not going to be using this Ice Fury just yet. I used one just now just because I can. Because the mobs are starting to die down and the chain lightnings weren't as important anymore. We're pulling a lot here. I guess we want to make up percent. We're trying to, I don't know. I've never seen this pack pulled, honestly, because there's 2 casters in it. So it's a little bit weird that we'd be pulling that over just pulling the melee mobs. But I guess it is a lot safer for the tank. So in case he doesn't have cooldowns, which he does. But in case he doesn't have cooldowns, he can live this a lot easier. A little surprised we were pulling it, but maybe it's just good percent and efficient percent. We're going to drop a stun totem on these, and hopefully the group takes care of the rest. It doesn't look like they will, so I'm just going to knock these up. Tank just wants to pull the entire courtyard here, And I don't know, shroud skip to the boss? Like, we're so over percent here. There is no reason to be doing this, but okay. I trust in the process. Trust in the process. That's okay. We have a Tempest, we're gonna use it. Some Ice Furies, you know, the usual, just the rotational abilities. I don't even know what I'm commentating at this point. It is 8:27 a.m. I am tired as hell, and we did not need to pull all this. I really hope he doesn't pull that. Okay. As he heroic leaps into a bunch of extremely deadly mobs. Oh, my brother in Christ, you are gonna have a bad time once you get into actual keys. Watching a warrior tank heroic leap into a bunch of mobs. I guess he was mid-fight, so he didn't have all his active mitigation already rolling, so it's not as big of a deal as it may seem. It can be pretty deadly to do that. I can take care of these. There we go. Knock them all up for you. Tank just decided to move on. We're gonna put focus on this one, interrupt it. I'm gonna send Ascendants here because this pull is actually super scary. We're gonna drop a stun totem on all of those, help the tank survive. Use those earthquakes. Earthquake is big damage here. Keep the earth shocks rolling beforehand because we're using echoes of the great sundering, not great sundering. Blizzard, fix that please, it's embarrassing. And we're gonna go into that guy. Now I have poison cleansing totem, so we're gonna go ahead and use it the second he drops his bullshit, which is immediately. And Stormkeeper into drop the totem. Don't drop the don't drop the I'm just gonna use my move while casting button, or my cast while move button. I don't know which one it is at this point because I've called it both. Ooh, I just peeked the crap out of my microphone with a big old dad sneeze. All right, we managed to kill it before it did the second cast, which is expected on Tyrannical. Sweet baby Jesus, that sneeze just cleared my sinuses. Oh, I can breathe in. All right. Please, for the love of God, don't make me fight just that. I'm pulling for this tank because I don't want to sit here with your weird ass route. All right, we have stun totem coming down for these bad boys. We have these swirlies. I'm going to use a totem here and just stand in it. It doesn't do that much damage. If you're a clothy, don't stand in it. For some reason, that ability does physical damage, the Dark Barrage, so that's something to keep in mind. But I just used the totem and stood in it so I can actually cast. Didn't do me much good, didn't do much DPS, but at least we're not fighting one mob at a time, so that's something to look forward to on Tyrannical. Okay, we have this boss, which I will bloodlust the crap out of because I hate this boss, honestly. I think I'm very scarred from healing it as Mistweaver, where your heal absorbs are just miserable to heal through because it's just your smart healing doesn't like to cooperate very much on the Mistweaver when it comes to those heal absorbs. All right, we do have Ascendants ready to send. We have Bloodlust. I'm going to use Stormkeeper, and we're going to get started here. I'm going to just straight off the bat use that, and I'm so clunky. I'm so bad at using these. I should step in closer, I think, just so I can cooperate with my team a little bit better here. We're starting in the middle of the room, which is maybe not ideal because it'll cut off most of our room by the end of it, but we have lots of DPS. I'm going to try and grab some of these heal absorbs. You want to move after you grab one because they will leave a little zone. I'm going to jump over here, prevent this from going through, and knock up all of these. And now we can focus on this again. I'm going to save my defensive for when he uses his big AoE. I think he shouldn't use it more than once or twice. I'm relatively safe with a low heal absorb, so I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 of these. I have a big absorb on me still. There's the Dark Pulse. I'm going to use my defensive. Group should be getting healed here a little bit more than it is, but we managed to muddle our way through it. Maybe it's just a paladin thing. I finally got healed, or the heal absorb off of me. I'm going to jump through this crap. Never mind, I'm going to just stand in it because I got knocked back right at the time when I wanted to jump. Okay, I am within range. This area is already off limits because there's a bunch of crap here, but I'm just going to ping warning on this side. Okay, now I can jump over and stand over here. Stormkeeper needs to be used. I might have whatchamacallits, the elemental, or not, sorry, the totem, the shield totem, up for the next big AoE. Dark Pulse in 20 seconds. I'm going to drop my stun totem over there, try and help up with the CC on those bad boys. Okay, tank seems to be standing still for now, so I'm going to drop my Earthquake, absorb these. I have an Ascendance proc, so big dam is coming out. Heal absorbs are not being grabbed. That one almost didn't get grabbed, so I had to jump in. Hero mode. I don't want to send another Ascendance on this. Dark Pulse is coming out. Actually, screw it. I'll send the Ascendance so I can help with healing, because every time I hit this boss now, I'll be healing the group. Because I have the thingy thing, Ancestral Calling macroed into this. Ancestral Guidance, whatever. the ability that heals my group when I deal damage. That's the one I used, so I'm happy to have done so. It is a bit of a waste of the rest of the Ascendants, but honestly, it's about not wiping more than it is about anything else. I'm just going to stand in these again. I have decent armor as a male class. I'm spamming Chain Lightning into a single target because I wasn't really looking at it. I was trying to commentate about the armor value of my class, which is very important information to you. Again, as a Clothy, you don't want to stand in those swirlies. They do physical damage, so armor helps a shit ton. We're going to hopefully try and pull this thing away. I'm going to kick it immediately. Jimmy Samurai over there is going to probably kick it. Oh no, we're just going to stand right there and beat the crap out of it. I guess it's going to die relatively quickly considering that it is the thingy. I'm so sorry guys, I forgot about this. I probably should have stacked with the rest of you. I'm going to try and take care of that. I could get a freedom, that would be really cool. Now we're fighting both of them because we didn't move out of the center, but I guess it's tyrannical, so you know you can get away with some of this stuff. The slam's about to come down. I'm going to get the heck out of that thing. Umbral Weave is coming down. I'm going to use a defensive here because I don't feel very safe. Scarabs are coming down. We're going to drop our Earthquake, make sure that we make use of that AoE damage. Okay. These guys are scary. One really cool tech that you can do with the Umbral Weave is if you have anything that'll remove roots from you, or prevent roots, you can just use that and it'll completely negate that effect on the boss fight. On the trash mob, you can't do that for some reason. Blizzard decided, no, we're not going to allow that. We have 40% mana on our paladin and we're standing in the middle of the room. We just don't care about him at all. Well, I have all my shit, so I'm going to pop all my shit. I'm going to step into the middle, try and stay on top of the tank. The reason I'm staying on top of the tank is because we want to stack for, whatchamacallit, for the orbs to always go in the same direction. That way you can predict exactly where they're going. I don't have any kind of defensive, so I'm just kind of hoping for the best here. We did manage to spread a whole bunch. Okay, swirly going on me. I'm just moving the minimum amount. Now I'm going to go try and rejoin my group. Okay, here we go. Splice coming down. I still have no defensive, so I can't really help my healer deal with that. I still have no defensive. We managed to survive that. It didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would, but I think it's maybe the heal absorb from the not heal absorb, but just absorb from whatever. We have 3 CRs. We're choosing not to use any of them. I'm just going to move away from that. I don't know where the tank wants to stand. If he needs to beat the crap out of the boss to generate rage to help themselves, CR. Use your CRs, friends. Your CRs are good. Okay, they remembered that they have those buttons. Very good. Very new to Paladin, probably. We're going to knock up everything, take care of all of that. Swirlies are coming in, taking care of a bunch of us, apparently. I think I saw some people get bounced around. Our healer stood in the middle of that. We do have another CR. It's going to be sent. We're trying to blast the boss as much as possible because that is the break point, isn't it? I'm going to use a big defensive here. People should really stack so that we can actually take care of these. I'm going to drop Earthquake here on myself. I am, so close to dying to that. We do have 2 freedoms, neither are being used. Our friend did use one here. It looks like it was the paladin, the red paladin, I should say. Okay, now we need to stack on the tank again. Let's try and rebuff our friends. I'm having a miserable time. Tank, you don't need to jump like that. That literally does nothing except for makes it more difficult for people to stack on you. I don't have to move. No swirlies are on me. Our healer ate shit again. I don't have a defensive. I am healing with my Ascendance damage though, or rather the healing that I do with the Ancestral Guidance. Still trying to blast the bejesus out of this boss. I'm gonna drop a Stump Totem here. I need to take care of these guys back here. Kick that one. I am running out of health here really quick. I have Reincarnate. I'm gonna wait for the Umbral Weave to go away. Then I'm going to spawn back in and try to do some damage. All right, this thing needs to die or our tank dies. Okay, he got knocked out of it by this. Whatever. Bit of a rough one, but I was expecting this to go this way, to be honest with you. When I saw the kind of HPS that our healer is able to provide, I just had an expectation that things would get rough on this part of the boss fight. I'm gonna stop trying to stack on the tank. Stank on the tank. Yeah, I don't want to stank on the tank, man. I'm gonna try and stop doing that because I don't think this is going to be very beneficial. I'm using a defensive here. I'm focusing on the boss. I'm focusing all my damage on the boss. 4 million health left. I am able to take care of the boss here maybe. And there we go. Okay, we're going to res the healer. He can maybe res someone else. That was rough. That was really rough. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Never used last CR on a DPS, says our friend. Okay, well, it was a rough run. I mean, we had 5 minutes 48 seconds left. We could have tried again, and we get a one-hander. Cool. It's champion because this was a 6, so I don't know, maybe not that useful. It's a dagger, so I can't offer it to our paladin friends. What keystone do I have? I have a 5 Dawnbreaker because we quit our 6 Dawnbreaker. I guess I can re-roll it. Not a big deal. Thank you for the run, and I'm gonna peace out. Well, we got our 6 City of Threads. Let's just say out of all the 7s I need to do, this won't be one of them. Because this dungeon's miserable. The movement on this last fight was very interesting, to say the least. Usually the tactic is, and I couldn't even explain this, but the tactic is just stack, literally just stack on the tank and let the tank lead you through the run. Like you just keep moving backwards. You just backpedal every time the orbs move. You just keep backpedaling. Why is this effective? Because those circles from the Umbral Weave, if you're stacked, you can just all AoE them down very quickly, and then the dot damage from those doesn't really do much. Now, we did have 3 freedoms available, so when the red paladin freedoms someone, if they have the right talent, they can freedom themselves and someone else, and the holy paladin can just freedom someone. So that could be the squishy, that could be themselves to make sure they don't die while they heal others, whatever, you know, you can just use it some kind of way. Or maybe even the tank, just to allow the tank to maneuver if necessary. But we did none of that. We used none of that utility. I don't think I have a way to get out of roots. I do have this thing which removes snares, but it doesn't remove roots, and Jetstream also doesn't remove roots. It just removes snares. Somebody pointed this out in a comment that it removes snares. I could use that. I think it was in my RDPS run. I think that's the previous video. They pointed out that I could use this to remove snares on the last section of Trash before the last boss, where the drones slow the tank, but the swirlies come in from the guys that cast the Venom Volley or whatever it is. I can use this to help the tank, and I think I will run this for Arakara, but I won't run it for other dungeons because there's not as many uses where you can remove slows and save lives. If it was roots, I would have used it here, but since it's just snares, I can't do much with that. Now, I'm not too happy with my DPS, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I was kind of fighting for my life the entirety of that run, so you know, it was a bit rough. I had to spend some brain cells on that, and I have very vanishingly few brain cells left, so it was a bit rough, but we got through it. We had some time left over. We could have tried the last boss again. We went in with 3 CRs, came out with 2 deaths, 2 people dead, and no CRs, so it was a rough one. It was definitely a rough one, but we got it done. Before we end off this video, I'd like to remind you, you can vote for which role I play next. It's between melee DPS and healer. I'm assuming healer will win, but feel free to surprise me by voting for the melee DPS to be next. You can also vote which spec I play for each of those. All of the links are in the description, so just check out the description and make sure you vote. You can vote every single day for each of the roles. So if your role right now, or rather your spec isn't winning, make sure you vote for those. Those are for the straw poll links for which spec I play. But the link to the YouTube thingy with the stuff, I'm overcomplicating this. Just click on the shit below and vote for what you want to vote for. And you can vote every day for which spec I play. There you go. That's it. Sorry. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replies to their comments, and they get nice little shoutouts at the beginning of episodes. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.